The assassination of Charlie Kirk is a tragic and shocking case that has captivated the nation. We're going to bring you the details of a horrifying assassination, the investigation that followed, and the shocking arrest of a young man who was accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk. The suspect, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, has been identified as the individual responsible for the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The details surrounding the shooting and Tyler's eventual capture are chilling, but today we bring you the latest updates. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, share it with people, and also subscribe for more chilling tales like this one. This morning we have breaking news on the identity of the shooter. After a tense 36-hour manhunt, authorities have apprehended Tyler Robinson. According to multiple sources, including our team of reporters covering federal law enforcement, Robinson is now in custody with state authorities in Utah. The suspect, born in 2003, was taken into custody after his own father recognized him from the photos released by the FBI. Sources tell us that Robinson, upon being confronted, admitted to his father that he was the one who had shot Charlie Kirk. His father, deeply concerned, urged him to turn himself in. Tyler responded that he would rather take his own life than face the consequences of his actions. But after further conversation, his father convinced him to speak with their youth minister, who contacted the FBI. This crucial call led to Robinson being taken into custody. Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old from Washington, Utah, had a background that seemed far removed from the brutal act he would eventually commit. Only 2 months before the shooting, his father posted a joyful video on social media, showcasing a family trip to Mexico. The video showed Tyler catching a fish, smiling and laughing with his family, in stark contrast to the dark path he would soon follow. In another video, Tyler was seen celebrating a scholarship from Utah State University, a proud moment for his family. He had received a prestigious resident presidential scholarship valued at approximately $32,000, a scholarship he earned in part due to his stellar academic performance.
Okay. Congratulations, you have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years or 8 semesters.
In high school, he had an ACT score of 34 and a perfect 4.0 GPA, making him a bright and promising student. But things began to change for Tyler. The scholarship and his promising future quickly faded as he dropped out of Utah State University after just 1 semester in 2021. Around this time, his family began to notice a shift in his demeanor and outlook on life. His views became more political, and conversations at family dinners revealed his growing resentment towards certain individuals, including Charlie Kirk. According to a family member, Robinson openly expressed his dislike for Kirk and his views, even going as far as calling him a person full of hate and spreading hate. The tragedy unfolded on September 10th when Charlie Kirk, a well-known conservative figure, visited Utah Valley University. Robinson, who had attended the university briefly in 2021, was spotted arriving on campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at 8:29 a.m. that morning. Surveillance footage captured him walking across the campus, dressed in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, and a black hat with a white logo. But the video also captured something chilling: his distinctive limp, which would later be tied to a suspicious leg injury that occurred when he jumped from a rooftop after carrying out the assassination. Once on campus, Robinson took a sniper position on the roof of a low-rise student center. From his perch, he was able to take a shot at Charlie Kirk from nearly 200 yards away. The shot was deadly, and Kirk was fatally struck. Moments after the assassination, Robinson was seen running across the roof and jumping off to make his escape. A neighborhood witness later recalled seeing a figure sprinting through the area, his body slightly hunched, limping as he fled. Law enforcement quickly linked Robinson to the scene. They found a rifle wrapped in a towel, abandoned in the woods where Robinson had hidden it. Authorities also found evidence linking him to the weapon used in the shooting. The investigation that followed was swift and thorough. Law enforcement agencies, including the FBI, quickly released surveillance footage and images of the suspect. As the investigation gained momentum, Robinson's roommate came forward, providing key information. The roommate revealed that Robinson had discussed his hatred for Charlie Kirk and even joked about the assassination in messages exchanged on Discord. These messages revealed chilling details about Robinson's planning, including specific references to obtaining a rifle and where it was hidden. The messages also contained references to bullet casings engraved with political messages like "Hey Fascists" and "Bella Ciao," phrases associated with anti-fascist movements. It wasn't long before Robinson's father and youth minister convinced him to turn himself in. At 10 p.m. on September 11th, he was officially taken into custody. He had confessed to the crime, and his arrest marked the end of a manhunt that had gripped the nation.
With a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody. They drove into the police headquarters, and he's there now.
The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilized these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period.
We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler, with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits.
Robinson's shocking transformation from a bright and promising student to a political assassin remains a mystery. Investigators have found that in his younger years, Robinson appeared to have an all-American upbringing, filled with family vacations, celebrations, and pride. He grew up in a $600,000 home in Washington, Utah, where his father worked as a veteran law enforcement officer and his mother worked with disabled individuals. But the tragic reality is that something in Robinson's life went terribly wrong. Criminologists have speculated that Robinson might have fallen into a rabbit hole of political extremism, feeling increasingly disillusioned and isolated. His violent outburst reflects the dangers of radicalization in today's world, where young people can be manipulated and transformed into violent extremists. The chilling part of this case is how someone like Robinson, a highly intelligent young man with so much potential, could descend into such violence. His social media presence and photos initially painted him as a model student, but hidden behind those images was a growing political hatred that would ultimately result in a senseless act of murder. The death of Charlie Kirk has left the nation in shock. The assassination of a political figure, particularly one so prominent in the conservative movement, has sparked debates about political extremism, hate speech, and the consequences of online radicalization. Authorities are continuing to investigate Robinson's motives and connections, but the incident has raised serious questions about how young people can become radicalized and the role social media and online platforms play in fueling violence. As for Robinson, his arrest brings closure to a horrific chapter in American history. It is a reminder that sometimes the darkest corners of our society are hidden behind smiles, successes, and seemingly normal lives. The case of Tyler Robinson is a tragic example of how easily a bright future can be derailed by hate and violence. As we reflect on the tragic loss of Charlie Kirk, we are reminded that power and influence should never come at the cost of someone's life. The story of Tyler Robinson's transformation from a bright student to a political assassin serves as a wake-up call. Thank you for watching, and let us remember the importance of addressing the root causes of violence in our society, ensuring such tragedies are not repeated. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and click the notification bell for future updates. You can also donate and support our work using our Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description.
To my friend Charlie Kirk. Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed, because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory, may God watch over his family, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.